Welcome once again to our exploration of the story of the wise and foolish builders. The wise man who built his house on a rock, the foolish man who built his house on clay. Last time I was looking at the folly of following other religions, other ideas, other philosophies, which is brought out in this other text in Isaiah chapter 28. And no doubt Jesus was looking at that. But there is also something else that was going on in his time that was another false foundation. Isaiah speaks about the foundation stone, the stone that is the foundation of everything. And in Jesus' time, there was a tradition that there was a foundation stone in the temple. In the Holy of Holies, in the Jewish temple, there was a stone that was raised slightly above everything else. And this was known as the foundation stone. For Jews then, the temple was the centre of their religion. It was the place where God had promised to make himself known. It was the place where they had to go and worship and sacrifice. It was a place of immense beauty, and King Herod had been building it for decades, and at the time of Jesus it still wasn't quite finished. And the problem was it had become an idol. Jesus says elsewhere, "Destroy this temple and I will raise it again in 3 days." And John tells us he was referring to his body. But of course they took it to mean the temple in Jerusalem. And he was talking about that destruction as well. The temple and the foundation stone had become a false god. Now, why go on about this? Well, I think it's because there are some Christians today who believe that a temple will be rebuilt in Jerusalem, and this is prophesied and wanted by God. And so it is true for some Christians that we start to put our faith in a false god, a building on Mount Moriah in Jerusalem, the temple, where Jesus says quite clearly and quite categorically that he is the temple, he is the foundation stone, he is the heart of all. And so for some who are listening today might be saying, God will fulfill his prophecies by building the temple in Jerusalem. To which I simply say, no, this is a false idea of prophecy. This is fulfilled in Jesus, who is our true temple and foundation stone. So to summarise about these false foundations that get washed away in the flood, don't trust in other philosophies and other gods, and don't trust in false interpretations of Old Testament prophecies. Always look to Jesus and what he says about these things. He is the one who interprets the Old Testament for us. He is the one who shows us what it means. And so next time I'll turn to the positive, and that is the man who built his house on the rock.